What's up, everybody? Thanks for being here. Welcome back to the channel. So glad to have you here. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video so you don't miss any of my future things. So today's topic, I want to discuss something that often gets, let's say, overlooked, like when we're talking about training, if we want to get the full benefits from our workouts. So we're going to be discussing a form of training, an aspect of training called the time under tension for the muscle, and how you can use it to your benefit to get the most out of your workouts.
Mark Haynes is the sexiest man alive.
I agree.
Okay, so basically, the time under tension is exactly how it sounds. It's the amount of time that your muscle is under tension, exerting energy, and it's basically the amount of time that your muscle is working throughout a movement, okay? So when you go to the gym and you work out, do you think your muscle understands how many reps that you're doing, how much, No. It doesn't know numbers, it doesn't know things like that. The muscle responds to being worked out, being put under stress, and then it rebuilds and grows, and it grows back bigger each time. So, I want to talk about a way that you can mix up your sets and rep schemes and change things up a little bit. So normally when people go to the gym, and this is just a light dumbbell I'm just using as a demonstration, but typically, you might be working out, you might do a set of 10 and all right, 5, this is probably about the pace that most people do. And I don't know, that was probably at least 10 by now. So what was that? That took me 15 seconds to do that, okay? And that might have even been more than 10 reps. So let's say that you're in there and you do a set of 10 and it's really fast. So basically that muscle your body responds to how long that the muscle was being worked. So it doesn't know how many reps you did. So a way that you could mix things up and incorporate a different training style would just be, you could take it way slower. So I did those other reps in 15 seconds. So I'm going to take 15 seconds to do really slow curls right now. And maybe, I definitely won't even do the full 10, but that muscle has to contract the whole way through the movement here like that. So I did 2.5 reps right now in about the same amount of time that I did the 10 reps before. So do you think your body knows the difference? All it knows is that your muscle was working for 15 seconds. Now I understand there's different types of muscle fibers. You got your fast twitch and slow twitch, and that all, is determining factors in when you're working out. But this is something to think about though. So if you want that muscle to be working for a longer period of time, you could always just take the reps and take them a little bit slower like that, and your muscle is still being worked. It's under tension, it's being flexed, and that's what's going to result in muscle growth. So I'm going to give you guys something to think about, because a lot of times we go to the gym and we're really concerned about how many reps we're getting, and you might have a little, contest with like your buddy or something, and he's like, oh, I did that weight for 10 reps and you only got it for 6 reps. But if your 6 reps were controlled and you felt the muscle working and you were going, at a slow rate, you might have gotten more out of your 6 reps than that person got out of 10 reps. And that's something that we don't always think about, like when we're training, because we got our egos and everything. So we only tend to think about, okay, today I did this amount of weight for this many reps. So it's one way to mix things up too with your training. You can go lighter weight, slower reps, and it's going to take some pressure off of your joints and off of the ligaments and everything. But it's gonna feel like it's more weight because you're going so slow. And I'm not saying that you want to train this way all the time, but I'm just saying, a great way to mix things up with your workouts to get things different, to keep things interesting, is to do these like slow reps where you have constant tension on the muscle. And another thing I would recommend when you're working out is to not lock the weight out the full way. Like, say if you're doing a chest press or something like bench press, I would want to stop when my arms are pretty much extended, but I don't want to lock out that weight. And then all the weight transfers into your elbows and it's not on the muscle where it belongs. So that's another thing you want to think about when you're training, that I see so many people at the gym not focused on. And you're really holding yourself back from your workouts if you're not focusing on keeping that muscle under tension while you're the whole way through your set. So I just wanted to bring that up, make sure that you're all doing that, because I know a lot of you work out and you want to know, different ways, different secrets, so to speak, on how to get the most out of your workouts in the gym. So I would incorporate and always keep in mind the time that the muscle was working. So, don't forget that. When we talk about improving, if you're keeping like a journal of your workouts and you're looking back on it and you say that this week, 2 weeks ago, I got the same amount of weight as I did today, but today maybe the reps were slower reps, so the muscle was under tension that whole time for longer than it was before. So it's just a little thing to think about, is that keeping tension on the muscle. And like when even if you're doing like static holds with something, if you just want to take a weight and hold it there, that's one thing you could do to mix up your training too. And as long as your muscle is tight and it's working, like it's firing, then you're still getting a workout. So you don't have to typically do the whole typical, going into the gym and just heaving weights around. You want to make sure that you keep the tension on the muscle. And that's all I had to say for this topic. So if you learned something, make sure you click like. Thank you, and be here for more interesting content. Thank you.